Welcome to Behind the Black Curtain, an inspiring podcast that follows the story of Nikki Rowland's incredible journey. Join Nikki as she inspires other single women and single moms to be courageous and continue to persevere through their own life journey. Together, we will learn from Nikki's success and struggles as we create a tribe of women committed to finding freedom from their past, purpose in their present, and unlocking the potential for the future. Welcome to Behind the Black Curtain.
Hey babes, welcome back to Behind the Black Curtain. I'm your host, Nikki Rowland, and I am excited to get into today's topic. We're going to talk about envy, and I am going to get to the root of what envy is. I know a lot of us use the word envy and jealousy interchangeably, but they actually have different meanings to them. They're slightly the same, but they also have different reasons why they arise in our lives, I should say. And so I want to talk about that today, especially since it's something that I realize I have been dealing with, and I'm not really ashamed to say this. I was a little shooketh when I realized that I did have some envy in my heart that caused me to react to a certain person a certain way. And once I realized that's where my disdain for this person was coming from, I quickly nipped that in the bud. And because of my own personal experience, of course, now I have to share it with you guys and share the lessons that I've learned from it, because I know for sure, for a fact, that I am not the only person that is experiencing this or has experienced this. Now, I have a question for you. How many of you can say that you have dealt with someone being jealous of you? I'll wait. My hand is in the air. Although for the longest, I had such a hard time with even admitting that someone is jealous of me because I couldn't fathom what you would be jealous of. Now, if you raise your hand saying, yep, I've experienced someone being jealous or envious of me, can you also raise your hand and say that you've been jealous or envious of someone else? I know for many of us, we have no problem saying so-and-so is jealous of me or they envy me and that's why they act the way that they do towards me. But how many of us can truly admit, yeah, I've been there myself where I've been a little jealous of somebody else, or I've been a little envious of what I'm seeing happening in someone else's life? I believe the first step to getting rid of that spirit in us is being able to admit, this is the space that I'm in. This is what I'm experiencing. Okay, so let's get to what jealousy and envy really means, because there, again, like I said before, there is a slight difference in the two. When it comes to envy, we often get it confused with jealousy, right? It's a powerful emotion that arises when we covet what others possess or achieve. So unlike jealousy, which stems from fear of losing something we already had, envy is driven by a desire to obtain what someone else has. This can lead to us feeling bitter, being extremely critical, having a critical spirit towards this person, and even damaging certain relationships, depending on how bad you get with it. Jealousy typically happens when we feel like we're about to lose something, maybe love or attention from someone because of somebody else stepping in. That's where jealousy arises. Envy shows up when we are coveting what somebody else has, whether it's their success, the things that they own, the attention they're getting, whatever it is. We deep down are wanting that for ourselves. And because we don't have it, or maybe we don't have it on the level that they do, we are now envious of this person. So I'm going to ask the question again, and I want you to be honest with yourself, because nobody else is around, right? You can be honest with yourself. Have you ever been in the position where you felt envious of someone? It's honestly not something to be ashamed of, because we're human beings and it's natural. It's going to happen in some point of your life, whether you want to admit it or not. And I recently realized that I was that girl. So you guys all know that I'm on this journey right now of self-discovery, going on a path of personal development. It's something that I've helped others with throughout the years. And right now I really am just honed in and focused on my own personal growth. And I've shared with you guys that I'm going on this journey of learning who God truly is to me in my life, how God shows up. And every day I'm asking God to show me who I am, show me what it is that maybe in my heart that I don't even realize that I need to get rid of. Show me who He is to me. And there are so many things that I've been learning along the way. And one of them is, first of all, I need to learn to accept the journey that I'm on, the journey that I've been given for my life. And I believe this is a lesson for so many of us, because we can look at our lives and be like, I've done this right, I've done that right, I've followed this, direction, I've done all of these things correctly, and yet I am not where I believe I should have been right now. And then we can look at someone else that has not done the same things that we felt was right, someone else who may have gone on a different path that maybe in our eyes was against what God wanted or what God is calling us to do, and yet their life is looking like it's flourishing and they're experiencing so much more, right? And we can look at these two scenarios, our lives and the other person's life, and start to feel some kind of way like, I don't understand, right? This is something that has been pointed out to me during my own process of taking time every day to work on my own personal healing and self-development. So something I've been doing recently is writing, and I think it's called morning pages. It's a process called morning pages. And what it is you will sit down and write for an hour. Now, I don't necessarily write for an hour in the morning. And typically my morning pages actually happens in the evening because I just don't have time to really sit and get all my thoughts out on paper in the morning. But I have been making it a point to sit down every day and just write uninterrupted. I write whatever is on my mind. I do this without judging myself, without judging the thoughts that are coming, without trying to analyze anything. I purely just allow my thoughts to flow. Whatever comes to mind is going to be on that paper. That's it. I don't even go back and reread what I write. I just write until I can write no more. And as I was writing one day, my thoughts were everywhere, right? So I'm going from one thought to the next. And then I come to a particular person and I'm just writing how much this person irritates my soul. Like, this person just bothers me so much. Now, this person is somebody that I actually have a form of respect for because this person is doing great things. And I know that this person is doing what the Lord has called them to do. But it's just something that just boils my blood, right? And I'm just writing and I'm writing and I'm writing. And the word jealousy just keeps coming to me. And I'm like, like, for what? But it just keeps coming to me as I write, because I'm starting to say, like, I don't understand why I'm so annoyed by this person. And then that's where I started going into this whole research of like, okay, what does jealousy truly mean? And the word envy starts popping up as well, right? And again, like I said in the beginning, the two words, we tend to use them interchangeably. And so as I started looking up the definition of what they mean, I realized, like, hold on a second, girl. The reason you tend to be so triggered by this person is because, when I look at this person and I look at the accomplishments that this person is receiving and the things that this person is doing, I am triggered because I'm just like, okay, so where is my upgrade? Where are my blessings on this level? How come I have not received these things as well? Not saying that I want what this person particularly has. I want my version of it for me. And I'm just like, how come I have not received that yet, God? Like, what's going on? So I realized, like, yes, there is an envy that is going on. What really bothers me is the fact that you have what I thought I would have for myself by now. And because you get to relish in that and it is all in my face, it triggers me because I'm like, why not me? I've done all the right things. And that's where I had to check myself, because what happens is when we do not accept the fact that our journey is going to be different than someone else's, we begin to compare ourselves to others. And why God has given this person whatever this person has and the level of blessing that this person currently has and has not given it to me yet, there could be many reasons why, right? I'm going to be honest with you guys. When I really sat down and I analyzed everything, I'm like, girl, do you even really want it at the level that this person is receiving it? Like, do you even want to have to deal with all the things that comes with receiving a blessing on that level? At least right now, no, I don't. I don't have the capacity for it. Like, I honestly can say I do not have the capacity for it. I had to sit back and analyze what's truly going on with me. And girl, are you even really ready for that level yet? No, I'm not. The fact that I am taking the time to do the work and truly work on my own personal growth, my eyes are being open to so many things that I actually need to work on within myself right now. And I'm actually grateful that I'm not there yet, because I will fumble the bag. I'm grateful that the opportunity that I've been asking for has not shown up yet, because I will fumble that bag. And I don't know if I could come back from that. And this is where I realize I need to stay focused on appreciating my own blessings. Because when we move from appreciating what we have right now and our own personal journey, when we lose sight of being focused on our own growth and where we are going, it clouds our perceptions of others. It's like a spiritual cancer that eats away at our happiness and contentment. One of the most important aspects of overcoming envy is accepting our own life path and knowing that it's a part of God's plan for us. It can be tempting to compare ourselves to others and feel envious of the different directions their lives may be taking, but focusing on our best selves and trusting in God's plan can help us combat envy and find contentment in our own journey. It makes me think of the story of Joseph in the Bible and how he had told his brothers how he had this dream that the stars were bowing before him, and they immediately felt some kind of way towards him. Like, he only told them the dream that he had, right? They didn't even get to see yet the level that he was going to be on. And immediately it caused them to sin. It caused them to sell their own brother. I mean, they even lied and told their father that their brother had died. Like, it caused them to immediately become evil towards him because of the envy that they had. And this is something that happens to many of us. We get filled with this envy because we want what somebody else has. We believe that we should have that for ourselves. We feel some kind of way. And a lot of times you don't even know what it took this person to get to or receive whatever it is that you are now envying them for. But envy causes us to have like this evil eye towards them. It causes us to have resentment towards somebody that didn't even do anything to us, right? And we're sitting over there bitter and feeling some kind of way and finding all kind of faults with this person because we need to do a heart check. As human beings, it's tempting for us to compare ourselves to others and just feel envious of the different directions they're going. But we have to focus on being our best selves and trusting in God's plan. Envy stems from coveting, and it can be such a destructive emotion if left unchecked. So when I realized like this is what is causing me to be triggered by this person, I immediately was like, oh no, let me repent for this. Like, I started praying and asking God to remove that from my heart, because I don't want to feel that way towards anyone. First of all, it's not even a good feeling. It's not a good feeling to feel aggravated and triggered and annoyed by people or by a particular person every time you see this person or you hear this person's voice, right? It doesn't even feel good. So I don't even want that in me. But now that I know why I feel this way, I'm like, I gotta release that. Let me get back to being focused on being the best version of me. Let me get back to being laser focused on being grateful for the blessings that I currently have and the blessings that are coming. And I actually said a prayer for this person, and I asked God to continue to bless this person, and not only continue to bless this person, but to be a shield around this person, to form a shield around this person, to protect them from other people that have this feeling of envy towards them, because envy is just, it's an evil spirit to have within you, right? Again, it can cause us to do some nasty things, to have some nasty thoughts, and it's not fair. It also opened my eyes and gave me empathy towards others, towards people like this person, where I'm sure there are other people that feel the same way about him, right? And I just pray for protection and that God will continue to bless them, because that's truly what I want. Now, I said in the beginning, I've had a hard time in the past saying that somebody was jealous of me, and people will come to me and be like, oh, so and so is jealous of you, and it would be things because of how I look. Like, people will not like me off rip or treat me some kind of way because they quickly judge me based off of how I look or how I carry myself. Now that I know the difference between envy and jealousy, I would say it's more of an envious spirit that they had towards me. And I had a hard time saying, yeah, it's true. Like, I believe they're jealous, because I don't know. I don't put myself on some kind of a pedestal. And so for me, it's just like, you have no reason to be jealous. But now that I think back at it and I think about the people that did treat me pretty crappy, because they felt some kind of way about me. Now that I've gone through that experience myself and realized the feelings that I carried within me and how nasty and how bad it made me feel, it actually gives me empathy towards those people that felt that way towards me. And I know it may sound crazy, but I actually feel bad for them, because it's a horrible place to be in, and it just means that you're not truly happy. You're not truly happy with where you are, and you are more focused on what is going on externally versus your own self and how great you are and how powerful you are and all the things that you have to offer. You're more focused on the outside than yourself, and it's causing you to be in turmoil within your own subconscious mind. And yeah, it just gave me empathy towards them, and I actually started praying for those people as well. And so I wanted to do this podcast and talk about this with you guys today. And whether or not you want to admit that you have been in this space, that is on you and your own personal desires and your own growth. But if you are in a space where you are ready to hold yourself accountable for your own actions, your own thoughts, your own emotions, and you're ready to grow and heal and just continue to be a better person, then I think this podcast is for you. Because again, as human beings, we all, men and women, have experienced this at some point in our lives, or will experience it if you have not yet. And if you have experienced this, I hope that me just shining some light on this helps to put you on a path of healing and doing the work to release this for yourself. I'm going to give you guys some tips on how to overcome this toxic emotion. But before that, I just want to share some quotes with you on this whole topic of envy. So let's take a moment to reflect on a few quotes, okay? Aristotle once said, "Envy is pain at the good fortune of others." Ugh. Envy is pain at the good fortune of others. Malcolm X also echoed this sentiment, and he said, "Envy blinds men and makes it impossible for them to think clearly." Facts. When I tell you, I was just like, I don't understand why I am so annoyed and triggered. And I'm like, yeah, it was just bad, y'all. It was so bad. But it causes us to not be able to think clearly. And then in the book of Proverbs in the Bible, it is written, "A tranquil heart gives life to the flesh, but envy makes the bones rot." Proverbs 14:30. So clearly envy has a detrimental impact on our well-being and our relationships. And if you are dealing with this emotion, I'm about to help you get rid of this, because it's not cute, okay? I know that envy harms not only ourselves, but it also influences our perception of others. And we tend to have a poor perception or a negative perception of someone else simply because of this emotion. And it's unfair to that person, especially if you begin to project on them. So first and foremost, we have to recognize that our circumstances are exactly as God intends them to be. God did not make any mistakes, and envy suggests that God is not good or doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't know what's best for us. Envy is basically, in a sense, a form of spiritual cancer eating at our soul from the inside out. So how can we begin to overcome envy and cultivate a sense of contentment and growth? I got a few practical steps for y'all, okay? I'm going to give you guys 3 tips to help you pinpoint whether you're experiencing envy and how to break free from it, okay? First, I want you to recognize your jealous thoughts. Pay attention to moments when you feel envious of someone else's success, possessions, or opportunities. Acknowledge these thoughts without judgment. And that's something I had to do, like, as I was writing and it was coming to me, I said, wait a minute. I see what's going on here. But I did not judge myself because this is just a human emotion, right? This is natural for humans. So I didn't judge myself for it, but I just knew I wanted to nip this in the bud now because I'd never want to be that person. So once I realized this is what's going on with my thoughts and this is why I feel this way, we're going to release this and let this person be. 2, I want you to replace envy with admiration and gratitude. Don't side-eye me, okay? So whenever you feel like envy is rising up in you, I want you to consciously choose to compliment the person you feel envious of. Like, shift your focus from you lacking to appreciating others' achievements. Honestly, that was a part of what I did when I prayed for this person. I was like, I am happy for this person. Actually, I am happy for this person because I know this person deserves what they have. Now, yes, their life path was completely different. And I felt like I was doing all the stuff right. And they didn't really do it. But now they're doing it and they're getting these blessings. But however, they deserve it. And for whatever reason, I am on the path that I am on right now. I know that there are lessons that I still need to learn, like this one here, before I get to where it is that I am asking and I am knowing I am about to go to. And so shift your thoughts, okay? Replace that envy with admiration. 3, I want you to reflect on your own blessings. Take time to count your own blessings and express gratitude for what you have. When you don't take the time to be grateful for the things that you have, and I am talking about every single thing, you start focusing on everybody else's stuff. And then you start feeling like, I don't have enough. I don't ever get. I don't have. I don't. When in actuality, if you sit down and you start writing out all that you have, you will realize how much you have to be grateful for. So I want you to embrace the truth that God has provided exactly what you need and trust in His plan for your life. Release your sense of trying to have control all the time and trust in His plan. I want you guys to remember that envy is a battle that can be won by embracing contentment, appreciating our own unique journey, and focusing on our own personal growth. Overcoming envy is a journey that requires self-reflection, self-acceptance, and a shift in mindset. But by focusing on your own growth, embracing gratitude, and trusting in God's plan for your life, you can overcome envy and find true contentment. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode of Behind the Black Curtain. I hope you found our exploration of envy to be enlightening and encouraging. And just remember, personal growth and contentment come from embracing our own unique journey and letting go of envy. Join me next week as we continue to dive into various aspects of personal development. And I want to just continue to help you guys unlock your full potential as I work on doing the same for myself. And before I go, of course, I cannot leave you guys without a scripture. And if you have not gotten your Diamond Mindset Journal yet, the link is in the story notes of this podcast. For those of you that have already ordered your copy, thank you so much for supporting the work that I put out. Today's scripture comes from Galatians 5:26, and it says, "Let us not become conceited, provoking one another, envying one another." The underlying message in this verse basically urges us to cultivate humility, kindness, and contentment in our interactions with others. It encourages us to celebrate the successes and blessings of others rather than fostering envy or resentment. It emphasizes the importance of fostering healthy and supportive relationships, valuing unity and love over divisiveness and envy. Stay blessed, y'all.